See a world remade by winter. Come on, Estelle. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's take care of business. Come on, Stella. Stella, come on. Come on. Stella. Come on. My phone thermometer says it's 57 degrees out, close to 60. And I feel relatively comfortable wearing short sleeves. Gimbal I was using appears there isn't a small gimbal that's built for the new smartphones when you put them in a case. It's too much for it. And of course, I had to get Stella on a leash because she won't cooperate. So now, let's see if we can get her to do something. Nice to be able to do this in short sleeves. Oh, there we go. Woohoo! Brownie, you did a heck of a job. Can you poo-poo? Can you poo-poo, Stella? I wonder if it's expecting too much for her to make number 2. Come on, Stella. Let's do a dose. Dose. This brings back bad memories of when I was in the same situation. Except they didn't give me a cone so I wouldn't lick my leg. Well, we didn't do number 2, so I guess we're saving it for later. It's such a nice day, I decided to go for a little drive and get me some, coffee. Maybe. I'm going to look at their tea menu, actually. This place is known for having really good teas.
Hi, welcome to Everest. What can I get started for you?
May I have a large Earl Grey tea with a little bit of honey in it? Earl Grey. The tea of Captain Picard. That is a very interesting camper or truck topper. Alu cab. I say it might be a camper because it has a hinged top. Or maybe used as a camper. Looks like it has multiple uses, and by alu cab I'm supposing that means aluminum. Very interesting, except it looks like you can easily get yourself locked in if you use it as a camper with that sort of door mechanism. Hello.
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Nope, tea. Oh. Liberty, Missouri. On a winter respite day. It's nice enough we can walk around. Actually, it's really nice today. So I'm going to try and get out in the mornings and get some exercise with the dog. And try and make this a better habit. Wonder what's going on up here. I see like a memorial or something. It's like, oh, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It is a memorial. That Jimmy is not about to desecrate. Look at that. I don't know if that's Ruth Bader Ginsburg. What's it say right there? Oh, Susan B. Anthony. Huh. This is an excellent block of buildings. Beautiful Victorian structures in there. Looks almost like could be a Christmas card. I'm gonna go in and try this place out. The tea shop. Look at all the tea. We got our tea. It's good to have some actual tea now, because the tea bags haven't been cutting it. I like my tea strong in the morning. Kind of helps me to wake up. So we're gonna walk these few blocks and then going over to Best Buy. Unfortunately, I can't spend too much time today because I have to get my sleep. I like that little rotary plaza right there. It's pretty neat. Looks like almost like a gazebo, a little park area. Doherty Historic District. I hope I'm saying that right. Liberty has some beautiful old homes in these neighborhoods, and I see people walking here all the time. So, yeah, with their dogs. So I thought that we should give it a try. Right, Mr. Jim? What do you think of this neighborhood? Is it rough? It's not rough. You're rough as you water a tree. See, over here we have an arts and crafts style home, I believe, from the late 1800s or early part of the 20th century. And across the street we have, looks like a Victorian from the 1800s, possibly even into the Civil War era. I'm just guessing. I haven't actually stopped to read anything. A lot of these houses have historic markers on them, but I haven't seen any yet in this neighborhood. Until now, it says 1868 Century House. Pretty good guess on my part, I guess. I love the front porch. My wife wishes we had a front porch. And I love the turrets on this house too. Although it is really hard to find furniture that will fit a round room. Oh man, that is unfortunate. And the neighborhood is capped off by a beautiful old school building, which has been added onto and modernized. It looks like it's still being used. Love to see that. Yep, that's where we are. We're approaching into the downtown square, and I love these walks. My soul feels 10 times lighter, if my body doesn't. Too short a walk to really count on it to lose a lot of weight. But I look forward to doing more of this when the weather starts getting better. It's a good way to relieve stress and walk the dogs and get exercise. And of course, we're back to the classic American downtown square. Of course, if you like this content, would like to see more of it, please hit like and subscribe, and feel free to share it. And click that bell icon. It would really help this channel out with the YouTube analytics. And you know, when you get the urge, you get the time, travel America's back roads. It's good for your heart, it's good for your soul, and it's where you'll find us. Right, Mr. Jim? Where else am I? What am I doing? But of course. And I'm still playing around with the live stream. There's my camera setup right there. Oh, I can see both of them. I don't have to Alright. I don't have a lot of time to do this today. I got appointments. Uh-oh. My camera just died. It is time for us to get some coffee. So the big errand for today is doctor's appointment here in North Kansas City. Oh boy. We went in the wrong building. It's a good thing we came early. There's the building we need to go to. Waiting. Okay, everything looks healthy. We'll come back here in December. The last errand of the day. I have to return this thing that I got yesterday. It doesn't work, so I got one online. Hopefully that one will work. Fingers crossed. May I get the 16-piece meal?
You got a 16-piece meal?
Yep.
Alright, it's going to be $49.09. Alright, there you go.
Oh, thank you.
Yep, have a good night.
You too. Hooray, it's Friday. I'm gonna go have some coffee, of course. I haven't slept today, so I slept some last night, and yesterday. And I'm playing with the live stream, and it's been sucking today because, my internet service provider has decided I've used too much internet. See, it's dropped to 0 frames per second. I've had upwards to 99% drop, meaning 99% of the time, for the time it's measuring, whatever that is, I've dropped. But I knew this, so I can't complain too much, I guess. And yeah, it's the times we live in. Greed rules overall. Take your money, but don't provide you much service. And unlimited does not mean unlimited. All right. So, yep, you guessed it. Here for my Miller time, otherwise known as coffee. I just drove home to receive the kids, and the whole way I spent grumping about my slow ass internet speeds. I've been throttled because I routinely exceed my unlimited cap. Yeah, that's probably the proper phrase for it, you know. We are limiting you, but we don't limit. It's unlimited. And so my speeds have been really slow and like barely there at all. I'm not really even broadcasting. And, you know, I know the answer is probably to get a dedicated, either a SIM card or a SIM card I could use hopefully with this YOLO box and with my MoFi. I don't know if one exists. And I've just figured out my cameras, and there's the YOLO box. And I was trying to use this one, but I made a mistake when I bought these. They are really bad cameras. Don't buy them. They're too fragile, and when you can finally get them to work the way you want them to work, you've missed your shot 90% of the time. The flip out screen, which is a good idea, half the time on both of them you can't touch the screen, and a lot of times the screen will just go dark on you, so you can't see anything anyway. So what's the point of it? The batteries are bad. They won't charge, and I think the charging circuits in them are too sensitive. They overheat and they're fried, and so you have to have them plugged into real power, and half the time that doesn't work. You turn them on, you start recording, you hit the record button, they go ploop, and they die. Like I say, very poor quality. And then I noticed when I was looking at my stream using this camera, it looked like ass. The video quality is not there. So, no, I won't buy these anymore. It was a good idea. Maybe somebody can execute it better. But I won't buy these anymore. I'm sorry I got them. And maybe, I don't know. Maybe I could, no, I can't even sell them to anybody. Nobody will buy them. They saw me coming. I thought I could use these cameras like with the switcher situation, but they're not even good for that. So, just low quality. You know, made in China, I guess, which is funny because there's a lot of stuff coming out of China that's made in China that's actually good quality. Like this right here that I'm talking into. Where's my finger? This, yeah, point at the lens. This right here that I'm talking into. Watch, it'll try and focus on my finger. Right about there. The Osmo, the DJI, it's no longer Osmo. DJI Pocket 2 is actually decent quality. Anyway, I'm in a mood to kvetch. Must be the weather, so don't mind me. Today is haircut day, and we're coming over here in North Kansas City, here at Dub's Barbershop. My turn. This is before, and this is the after. Now it's time for some coffee. 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 And the kids are playing chess with their steamers. All right, taking advantage of the nice weather. Beautiful weather. And letting Jimmy enjoy some of it. Such a beautiful end of February. It's hard to believe it's almost March. Nice. Love this kind of weather after being cooped up for so long. It is such a nice day that we are here at the car wash, taking care of the Mrs. car with my helpers. And I found my Freewell wide angle lens, which is that one right there. So the Mrs. is not in the mood for cooking, so we're here in North Kansas City. Enjoying the wonderful Beerfluenza nightlife here with what looks like a dirty lens, and gonna get some food. I've been hankering for wings, so we're here at Jefferson's for wings. Hey, how you doing? Every time I do one of these, tea I made this morning, this little flask still is keeping it warm. Yeah, it's my wife's workplace, Midwest Transplant Network. But every time I do one of these, this time I had problems. They were problems of my own making, and mostly relating to using a mirrorless camera, my Sony Sony Alpha 3600. No, not 36. What is it? 3300. It's the older one. They don't make it anymore. And then afterwards, I got in a conversation with somebody about the history of little I know about the history of cable networks. I was explaining, why I was trying to experiment up until Easter. I'm doing all this experimentation, trying to get to the configuration I'll use at Easter, and trying to figure out what I can do and what I should do and what I shouldn't do. And so every time I do one of these, it's different. I'm doing something completely different. And one of the things that led to the conversation was why we were talking about the MoFi and what the MoFi does, which gives me a Wi-Fi signal I could use for my wireless switcher. And I said, well, the wireless switcher has problems too. It's line of sight. The signal isn't always strong enough. It can glitch and lock up, and part of the problem with that is that there are very powerful Wi-Fi signals in Midtown Kansas City, and I'm thinking, although I don't know this 100% for sure, but I'm thinking part of the issue is you have these cable companies that have gone into broadband, and they're really got these powerful signals because they could put Wi-Fi transmitters on transmitter receivers on every pole they have in town, or every place. So, they have this advantage. And, and I said, I feel like it's almost a deliberate blocking of people. Like you'll be going down the road and your cell phone turned on, and all of a sudden, if you have the Wi-Fi turned on in the background, which most people do, all of a sudden you've lost your Google Maps, or you've lost whatever app you're using that's trying to transmit data back and forth to servers, because it's being blocked by this powerful cable company, which essentially wants you to subscribe to them for a monthly fee of probably no less than $200, which most people wouldn't want to do. They have cable at home, they're not going to use broadband, so they could. And I said, the crux of it all, I said, this is what I believe. I believe that there should be a nationwide Wi-Fi network owned by no one that we all can use. And it would be like a internet superhighway that everybody has access to, that has a device we don't have to pay into as part of, and essentially we just treat it like part of our infrastructure. And the reason why we would want that, not that we want a bunch more, Nazi hillbillies trying to take over the government because they listened to some crackpot conspiracy theory. But the reason we really want that is it gives access to people who need access. And it should not be just for the rich. And it's another one of those issues. I think, giving people access to information should be a national priority. And we can create a nationwide Wi-Fi net, nationwide Wi-Fi superhighway. Here to get coffee. I'm also testing out my freewheel lens, cleaning out the wife's car yesterday. I finally found it where it popped off, so I have it at least until it pops off again. I don't know, it seems kind of milky. Like, I tried cleaning it last night and I don't know if it's cleanable, but I think it's whiter than... What's up?
We got Giving Up Road, London Calling,
Coffee.
First One. That's it. Yeah, no Combat Rocket.
Here at Costco, gotta take care of things on a list. There's our take the damage for today. Hey, if it seems like I've been grumping more than usual today, there's a reason for that. It's a situation that occurred last night, and can't say much more than that, other than to say that we're in that uncomfortable stage of figuring out how to deal with it in such a way that we don't make things worse for ourselves and our family. And so we're crafting a response, and it may not be immediate. It may not be like tonight or tomorrow or even maybe next week. It's one of those things we have to be very careful with the wording and the intention. I mean, we know our intentions, but unfortunately, though our intentions may be good, you know what they say about good intentions. And so yeah, we have to make sure that the good intentions shine through, but that we also show that we are going to defend tooth and nail our family's future and our rights and everything else, and that we need to be respected. And there are people, unfortunately, who take advantage all the time. I just have never grown up. They learned how to do it as a kid, and they've never been corrected, and they've turned into awful adults that have to be constantly dealt with by those who are unfortunate to have a relationship with them. And so, yeah. So that's where we're at, and the weather is just so beautiful. Look at that. Look at that sunset. Man. I know video, even though all this cinematic crap you can do with video and stuff, can never do justice to what you can see in 2 dimensions. So yeah, the weather is starting to get nice, and hopefully it'll be nice I hear it's going to be pretty nice this week, so it'll give us a respite from the gloom and doom of gray and winter and ice. And we can't let the stupid things get us down. You know, God willing, He'll be on our side and He'll help us, you know, get through this, and we'll come up with a response that's appropriate and necessary. And the response will be at least seen as something that's positive by the people who can unfortunately have an effect on our future. And so yeah, I can go on forever and ever and ever trying to find words to say. Let's just say I love this little bit of country drive on my way home. And a beautiful part of the day, my favorite time of day to drive this, and sometimes early morning. Oftentimes I'm pretty tired early in the morning, and you know, it seems like the sun is never in a great position when you're driving, but I love mornings too, don't get me wrong. But this is number one. The mornings would be number two. So, anyways, that's all for now. All for this week. Ta. Oh, hee hee.